program. Before we move on to tonight's program, I wanted to highlight what we have planned for our next 2 quarterly chapter meetings in November and then in February of 2026. In November, we will be joined by the new Executive Director of the Adirondack Mountain Club, Courtney Koenig-Worrall. Courtney took over the job in May and will be sharing her thoughts on her plans for the organization going forward. After we hear from Courtney, Bob Zakowski will present a review of the training required to become a hike leader and the options available to make that as smooth as possible. We are always in the market for additional hike leaders, as you've heard me say on many occasions. In February, chapter member Phil Ross will educate us on the exciting opportunities available for hiking internationally. Phil and Anastasia are just back from a wonderful trip hiking in northern Italy. She says it's wonderful, cost-effective, and we will hear more about it all from Phil in February. So our speaker tonight is Adina Kelman. Adina, in addition to being a member of our chapter and a frequent hiker with us, is a board-certified health coach and owner of A Life in Balance with Adina, where she helps clients create healthy relationships with food and body. She mixes her passion for yoga, breath, and mindfulness into her health coaching. Adina is an ERYT 500, which I had to look up, but which stands for Experienced Registered Yoga Teacher 500 Hour, which means that she has completed a 500-hour yoga teacher training program and has over 2,000 hours of extensive teaching experience. She currently is actively teaching various forms of yoga and meditation throughout Bergen County. Her presentation will include what yoga is, various forms of yoga, the benefits, and give us a yoga class for hikers. With that, I'm going to pick up my yoga mat and turn the presentation over to Adina.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of reiterate a little bit about myself. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate everyone's participation and presence. As Henry said, I am a board-certified health coach, and as a health coach, I help clients meet various health goals. While my specialty is type 2 diabetes and helping clients heal their food and body relationship, so disordered eating, emotional eating, eating disorders, I can help anyone reach any specific wellness goal. And I incorporate yoga into my health coaching practice: meditation, breath work, mindfulness techniques, and stress reduction strategies. I have also added to my practice Thai yoga body work, which is a really beautiful adjunct to yoga, to a yoga practice. So it is Thai yoga body work, and there are pamphlets here for those who are in class. And if you have questions after, we can do a little Q&A. But basically, Thai yoga body work incorporates yoga stretching and acupressure to loosen muscles, joints, promote healing, circulation, improve flexibility. So that kind of goes hand in hand with our yoga practice. Sometimes it substitutes it, and we can talk more about that later. So on to the presentation. What is yoga? How does it benefit you? And how does it relate to hiking? I would love to hear some ideas of what you think yoga is, because when I bring this up in various talks, and I ask people what is yoga, they have very distinct ideas about what yoga is. So if anyone wants to throw out some thoughts, I would really like to hear them. What does yoga mean to you?
You can unmute yourself and answer the question if you wish.
Breathing.
Hey, Betsy.
Hi.
Hi, breathing.
Strength, increasing strength and flexibility, muscular strength and flexibility.
Breathing, muscular strength, flexibility.
A means of connecting to your body.
Means of connecting to your body. Anything else?
A way to kind of even out the fluctuations of mind.
Thank you, Liz. Okay. Anyone else? We're good? It's funny because when I say the word yoga, the first thing people say is stretching. But so now we had, about 5 different ideas of what yoga is, and they're all true. They're all accurate, right? So how does one practice encompass all those things, right? The root of the word yoga is yuj, which means to join, yoke, unite, harness, right? So if you look up yoga on Google, which is, I wanted to see what it said. It says the ancient practice of uniting mind, body, and spirit, right? And that is true. And all these definitions are true, but yoga is so much more than that. It's so much richer. So I kind of define yoga as a practice of integration, right? And this is what I love about yoga so much. This is what really makes me very passionate about the practice. It can be all the things that you just said and more, right? So it could be a physical breath-inspired practice on your mat. It can be connection to self. It can be meditation on and off your mat, right? And so much more. I personally think is like poetry in motion. It is an art form. It is a philosophy. It is a subtle science, right? So yoga is how we move. Yoga is how we breathe. Yoga is how we think. So yoga is this practice of being whole, fully alive, and awake. And that is yoga. Questions? We're good?
Very good.
All right. So when we bring up the word yoga, there are so many different forms of yoga, right? There's Ashtanga, Iyengar, Kundalini, Bikram, Hatha, Anusara, Vinyasa. There's Yin, there's restorative. There are newer models like power yoga, goat yoga. We've all heard of goat yoga. I think there's like dog yoga and then puppy yoga also. There is beer yoga, there is wine yoga, there is hot yoga, but that kind of sticks within the tradition, right? I'm talking about like the next one, cursing yoga was a thing, right? They had a class in Hackensack at a brewery, which I almost went to, but I didn't. So, right, there are many innovations that come from the more traditional avenues of yoga. And styles can overlap within one class, within one practice. Many styles can overlap and weave together. So today we're gonna kind of focus on vinyasa, which is what I like to teach, and that's most of my classes through Bergen County is vinyasa yoga. Vi meaning special or in a particular way. Nyasa is to arrange, to place, right? So vinyasa becomes to arrange or place in a special way. Vinyasa yoga is initiated by the breath, and it's not only initiated by the breath, every pose starts with the breath carries the pose, the breath ends the pose. So vinyasa is a very fluid exploration of breath and movement, and it is my passion. All right, so now we know what yoga is, right? We know what yoga is. What does it do for us? And how the heck does it relate to hiking, right? All right. Both yoga and hiking use concentric and eccentric movements, contractions. Concentric, shortening the muscle upon load, and eccentric, lengthening upon load. So both hiking and yoga, concentric and eccentric contractions. Okay. Both build strength. Both hiking and yoga improve balance. They both enhance cardiovascular fitness, right? The difference between hiking and yoga is that I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to stand by it. Yoga prevents injury and promotes recovery. Okay, so tight muscles, stiff joints after intense activity, right after a hike, that's normal. That's a normal response to muscle overload. Soreness as the body repairs muscle fibers, normal, right? Now add in uneven terrain, dehydration, improper warm up and cool down, if there is any, right? And you might be hobbling out of the car after a 4, 6, 8 mile hike. And you might be very sore the next day. We've like all been there, right? You can be sore after a yoga class as well, but that yoga in general, right, focuses on muscle relaxation. Muscle relaxation. So what are the benefits of muscle relaxation? We're going to go through the benefits. Pull out your pens, take notes. 1, you forgot your pen. Flexibility, right? Relaxing muscles, flexibility improves. As you relax muscles, flexibility improves. That's a fact, right? And there are specific yoga poses that can really target the areas that are most used during hiking. Hammies, quads, glutes, hips, lower back. So in today's class, we're not going to do so much of the upper body. We're going to focus more on the lower body. Mobility, right? Relaxing muscles affects your joints by reducing the tension and the tightness around the joint, which increases your range of motion. That was number 2. Number 3, increased blood flow. When muscles are relaxed, arteries and veins can expand, allowing blood to flow more freely. Number 4, decreased inflammation. When blood flows freely, oxygen and nutrients are delivered throughout the body to tissues, inflammation decreases, and healing takes place. Healing. So goodbye stiffness, goodbye pain, goodbye risk of injury. All right, what are we on? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, recovery and performance. Healing translates, and quicker healing, right? Not just healing, quicker healing, facilitated by a yoga practice, translates into more enjoyable hiking, better quality, more enjoyable hiking. So I just want to recap, repeat, reiterate. Benefits of muscle relaxation, benefits of yoga: flexibility, mobility, range of motion, increased circulation, decreased inflammation, recovery, and performance. Okay. Know also that within specific types of yoga, the practice not only aids in the repair of muscle, but it also aids in the repair of connective tissue. And that's a whole other practice and a whole other night and a whole other talk. But, you know, the practice is very rich, and different styles tend to different things. Right? In whole, yoga is restoration. With a consistent yoga practice, yoga restores the whole body, calming both minds and body, right? And so we kind of circle back to that first definition of yoga as integrative. And that's it. That begins the process of integration, a consistent practice. Thank you. That's it. Now we're going to go. Thank you, Liz. Now we are just a little short talk on yoga. We're going to, I'll lead you through a yoga class. The yoga class, again, is designed for hikers. We're going to focus on lower body, and we're going to focus on things that maybe you can do at home. I do suggest that you have 2 yoga blocks. Can we see this? If you don't have yoga blocks at home, you can take thick books, like a thick book. You can take that. And I do think what is essential for a yoga practice, and particularly a yoga practice dedicated to hikers, is a yoga strap And if you do not, I mean, these blocks, you can find them at Five Below and Amazon. Yoga strap, also easy to find. If you do not have a yoga strap at home, you can grab your husband's very ugly tie. I have another one in here he didn't know I got rid of. Oh, yeah, it's really ugly tie, right? You can grab a tie or a bathrobe strap. So maybe you take a minute or two to get a prop if you feel like you need it. And within this class, I think we'll hand out, everyone will grab 2 blocks and a strap. We can just actually pass this around. And I'll give this to you, Anastasia. And Dave, actually take this mat. I kind of forgot that I take this. Socks off would be great. You're welcome. Would be great. Thank you. Blankets are also nice. It doesn't have to be a yoga blanket. It can be any blanket. It can be a towel. This is a nice prop to support the body. Yeah. Other way. The black side down. Yeah, cork side up.
Thank you.
You can set your blocks up at the top of your mat. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to start seated. Right, one of the essential, like I said, that yoga incorporates so many things. It's so many elements that integrate into one practice. But I will say that the movement, even if it's not vinyasa, needs to be breath supported, right? So that's what differentiates yoga from any other physical activity. The breath is kind of really the essential part of the practice, any style. So we'll warm up with something very simple so that we can start to establish breath and link breath with movement. And this is a really nice thing to do upon waking or going to sleep. You're feeling stiff when you wake up, or, you know, right before you go to sleep, you need something to bring you down. This might be it. Comfortable seat, cross-legged, legs out, whatever posture gives you comfort. Yeah, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. The block is nice if to place under the seat. It brings the hips higher than the knees and it makes it really comfortable, especially if you feel like the spine is rounding. The block under the seat is really nice. Right? And maybe you close the eyes, maybe you don't. Just take a brief moment or two to come into the body, to come into the breath. To step into your yoga practice, meaning that you start the practice with a subtle shift into observation, into witnessing, just noticing without too many subjective adjectives how the body feels, right? Not good or bad, just how you feel, how the breath maybe sits in the body, how it flows, right? Where it's kind of located. Maybe you notice the pace and the rhythm of the breath, right? And that kind of observation is a really beautiful anchor to use to step into your practice, right? And as you notice breath, I don't know, you start to settle. Right? Maybe you fill it up with detail. Maybe the breath has some texture to it and some color. Right? So if we had more time, maybe we would sit really getting intimate with the breath, very detailed in the observation. But for, sake of time, maybe you just start with this like tiny little exercise of observation. And take a big breath in through the nose. Perhaps you open the mouth, let that breath go. Breath in through the nose, the lower belly might fill. And a slow exhale out of the nose or maybe through slightly opened lips. And one more breath in. Right. Maybe the belly's filling, maybe it's not. You don't have to force the belly out. Just notice how it receives breath. And a slow exhale out. Right, and just this practice of breath is a main component of yoga. Right, we're going to link this breath with movement. On your inhale, gently sweep arms up. Breath in, arms lift. Yeah, and you can do this with eyes open or closed. Exhale takes the arms down. Right? Try to initiate the lift on the inhale. Use the entire inhale to lift. At the top of the inhalation, arrive, and the exhale begins the descent down. Beautiful. Right, just a few more like that. Noticing how breath carries the body, how the breath supports the pose. Nice. Two more without any cueing. You follow the natural length of your inhale and exhale. Don't be afraid to go very slow. Nice. And exhale the arms down. So this could be it for your yoga practice in the morning. Just this. Honestly, this is yoga. Breath in to lift the arms, pause at the top. Exhale to twist to the right, left hand outside of right thigh, right fingertips touch gently down. Inhale, sweep arms up, come to center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side, right hand outside of left thigh. Right, keeping the spine nice and tall. Just move like that. Inhale to take you to center, arms lift. Exhale to twist to the other side. I'll cue that one more time. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, twist left. Take the next few movements, again, at your own pace. Right? And this is where you might stay on a block or you might remove the block from underneath the seats. So Rich, if your lower back is hurting, which I see that it is, you're always going to want to practice with a blanket or a towel underneath the seat. Yeah. And how many you need depends on how your back feels. Right? So for those of you at home, if your lower back is hurting, take a towel or a blanket, place it underneath the seats. Good. Come to center, breath in. Exhale, whatever side you're on, hold your twist for just a moment. You've arrived on the exhale. Inhale to lift up, not leaning the body weight into the back hand, but rather using that back hand to press up, right? Finding that length through the crown of the head. Good. Your next inhale will lift you back to center. Exhale will take you into a twist on the other side. You'll hold it for one breath cycle. Big breath in. And a slow breath out, maybe deepening the twist. You'll see what your range of motion is like tonight. Good. Inhale, center, arms lift. Exhale, maybe hands to heart, prayer pose. Just a moment to feel just the short, the effects of that very short practice. Maybe the body is heated. Maybe you're feeling more spacious than when you started. Good. Inhale, arms lift. Reach arms out in front of you, hands down. If you can, roll over on the knees and untangle the legs. Tabletop, walk the knees back, right? We're coming into tabletop. Not everyone feels comfortable coming into that pose that way. When you arrive in tabletop, the wrists are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. If there's discomfort in the shoulders, you can move the hands slightly forward, right? We don't have to be too strict about that. Everyone can see me. I'm gonna actually face this way. Good. So we're gonna take, I mean, everyone knows cow-cats, right? We tuck the toes, we melt the belly, we lift the hearts. Gaze maybe comes up, and exhale, foot to the tops of the feet, press the toenails down, round the spine, right? And there are these little details within these poses that get you deeper. Breath in, toes tuck, belly softens towards earth, right? We look up, the tailbone lifts, but there's more to it than that. We're pressing heel of the hand maybe down and back, so the heart threads forward through the shoulders, yeah? And the exhale, toenails down. We round chin to chest, but there's an active press away from the mat to create space between the shoulder blades. So take maybe 2 or 3 more cow-cats at your own pace. And then we're gonna work on some hip mobility. Right, so yoga is a very intuitive practice. It fosters connection to self. So if there is a pose that you want to linger in, you want to pause, you want to stay, do that. If there's a pose where you feel like intuitively you need a little micro movement, honor that.
Up the toes for cat-cow?
That's traditionally the way it's taught. Yeah, good question. Most people don't, but yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. On your next inhale, you'll find a neutral spine. We're going to take the right calf out, bring it back. Take the left calf out, bring it back. Right out, bring it back. Left out, bring it back. Right out, bring it back. Left out, bring it back. Now, this might be where you're comfortable, right? So you'll stay here. If this works for you, you're going to bring the right out, the knee up. Knee down, lower leg in. Lower left leg out, left knee up, left knee down, bring it back in. Right? So these are very functional movements to help you as not only a hiker, but as a person holding tension and just walking and living, right? So is it clear what we're doing? I'm going to show you from this way. Yeah, so look, right leg out, and this might be where you stay, and you can maybe, if your hips are really tight, feel this immediately in the hips, right? If that's okay for you, knee comes up, knee down, lower leg in. Lower leg out, knee up, knee down, lower leg in. So let's do just a couple of those. Arms are what?
Pressed against the mat.
Yeah, arms straight. Not elbows not locked, but definitely straight. Yeah. So remember, I mean, in your practice, you want to find the positioning that you feel safe in, that gives you a sense of stability and support too. And that might be intuitive, as we're all kind of built differently. Good. How did that feel for everyone? Good. Come back to tabletop. Maybe in a longer class, we would do that longer, but we're going to move along. We're going to take that right leg out on the inhale, keep the toes on the mat. Exhale to pull the heel back, right? And maybe there's a little rock back and forth. The inhale will bring you forward, hips over knee, right? The left hip over knee. Exhale will take the heel back. Inhale will bring you forward to center. Exhale will take the heel back. Inhale to center, exhale, settle with that right heel pulled back. Feel that opening in the right calf. Take a full breath cycle here. Leg is straight, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale brings you back to center, left hip over the knee. Right leg lifts. We're going to take this right leg and we're going to cross it behind us. Settle the toes on the mat. Yeah, this is a rainbow twist. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. Are we feeling that in left hip? Thank you. Breathe in, breathe out. So we'll stay here for 2 more breaths, and I'm going to show you a variation of this. If this sensation is enough, you stay with the arms straight. If the body, not the mind, needs more sensation, you can take that right forearm down parallel to the top of your mat and guide that left arm straight out on the diagonal, maybe coming up onto the fingertips. Heavy the weight, the heart and belly. Heavy the heart and belly down towards the mat, and you will feel that deeper in the left hip. You might even feel a release in the lower back. So that's just nice. Beautiful. And remember, we're breathing, right? We're breathing. Obviously, we're all breathing. Breathing comes automatically, but I'm talking about the breathing that started your practice, a more diaphragmatic breathing, deeper, slower. Big inhale and slow exhale. And that's the breath you want to take with you throughout your practice. If you're new to yoga, it's hard to remember that. I get that. The body is not going to open as effectively without the breath. Good. So maybe you've taken that last breath cycle, and you're just very simply going to take that right leg back, exhale the right knee down. You're back in tabletop. We do it on the other side. Left leg long, breath in, toes on the mat. Exhale, heel back. A little rock back and forth. The inhale brings you forward. The exhale takes you back. The inhale brings you forward. The exhale takes you back. The inhale brings you forward. The exhale takes you back. You stay. Full breath in and out. Notice the involvement of the hands. Everything has integrity and connection to earth, right? So the hands are active in the sense that heel of the hand is pressing down and forward, maybe to get the body deeper into the stretch. Right? Inhale brings you forward, wrists under shoulders. Again, left leg lifts. Exhale to cross the leg behind you. Toes on the mat, gaze over right shoulder towards that left heel. Arms are straight. 3 breaths here. Or maybe left forearm comes down diagonal to the top of your mat. Slide the right arm out and heart and belly melt down towards the mat for a deeper stretch. Deeper doesn't mean better if your body's not ready for that. Right, so depending on the length of your breath cycle, maybe 2 more inhales and exhales. Breathing through the sensation of the pose. And you notice here also, let's say the arms are straight, there's always these little micro movements. Any kind of movement in the shoulders, you can see affects the sensation in the hip. So the upper body is kind of always helping to organize the lower body. Come back to center, slide that left leg center, exhale, knee down, you're back in tabletop. We're going to take maybe everybody's favorite, maybe not, just a quick child's pose. So your child's pose can be inner thighs touching knees together, seat to the heels. It can be a little deeper with knees widen to the outer edges of the mat, seat to heels. We stretch the arms out, we sink the body down. If you find that the seat is really way up off the heels, you can always slide a cushion underneath. Right? If the belly is way up off the floor, a couch cushion, a bolster, a pillow under chest and belly is always nice. So let's stay here for a few breaths. Make sure the breath is consistent and slow and deep. And know that this pose is not only an opportunity to maybe pause and reset, but it's a posture that allows you to gain more space, more length, more width. So what do you need to do to find that space? Do you need to crawl the fingers out a little further? And yeah, nice. Gain more length in that back body. Do you need to press the heel of the hand again, down and forward to get the seat a little heavier on the heels. You can play around with this. Maybe if the body asks for more sensation, the knees widen. Maybe you come up onto fingertips to get more into shoulders, right? And are the shoulders hunched up by the ears? Can you release them down? So many different parts to tend to. So child's pose like this, you can, Rich, be on your back and hug the knees in. That's basically child's pose flipped, right? So there's nothing really that can't be modified. So take another breath or two, just because we're nearing our end and I would like to get some more stuff done. Good. Next inhale, maybe. Next inhale brings you up nice and slow. And you maybe sit on the heels. I do, as a person and a hiker and a yogi, like to stretch the toes. I have not found one person in class who likes this. You're gonna come forward, tabletop, tuck the toes, sit on the heels, right? If this is very painful and uncomfortable for you, this is the work that you know you need to do, and you can start out nice and slow. Yeah, let's just hold that for 3, 2, 1, flip to the tops of the feet. Set your blocks up at the top of your mat. Of course, this can be done without blocks. Blocks can be used at 3 levels, level 1, 2, or 3. 3 being not easier, but maybe your starting point, but know that it is the most unstable. Right, so you're going to take that right leg out and then just step it forward, right? So if you have trouble stepping that right foot forward, we usually come into this from downward facing dog. If you need that extra space, it's that cat back and we step the foot forward, right? And we're just going to rock back and forth a little bit. This is great so make sure this right foot is up far enough, yes, so that the ankle is under the knee. And then you're just so as you come forward and the hip's heavy, the knee can come past the ankle. The knee can always come past the ankle as long as the hips are lower than the knee. And you're just going to maybe rock it back, right? So you're half split to Anjaneyasana. And you can travel with your blocks too. If you feel like this is more supportive, you can travel with these blocks. It becomes a very fluid dance if you allow it to. Rich, why are you laughing so much?
Somehow when you said travel, I was thinking of TSA clearance.
Oh, I'm your TSA clearance. Now, listen, you don't have to be in both, you can hold a pose. You don't have to move back and forth. If that left knee is bothering you, you can get a knee pad or double up your mat or get a blanket, right? And maybe after a hike or when you wake up in the morning, you start this very slowly. Very, very slowly, and this might be enough. Just this might be enough, right? So we're going to hold Anjaneyasana forward just here. Full breath in, right? And if you find the chest pitching forward, try to use your blocks to lift the heart. There is a little bit of a back bend here, and when you do that, you will feel that stretch in the left quad. Big breath in. Nice, big breath out. Take your blocks mid-mat, straighten right leg, come into your half split, what is conventionally known as low runner stretch. No magic here as to the range of motion. You just want to feel a nice deep stretch in the belly of the muscle, no pulling behind the knee, right? So if there's pulling behind the knee, you come out of it. Back toes can be tucked or top of the foot down. We're here for just a breath. Breathe in. Nice, breathe out. At the bottom of that exhale, right foot down, walk the blocks forward, take the right knee back, come back into your tabletop. We return. Good, left leg long, you can lift it a little bit, round the spine, press away from your block, step left foot forward. We repeat on the other side, right? We try to always be even, but the body is not even. So maybe in your practice, you give a little more attention to one side. And you're just very slowly moving back and forth. Know that injury often happens during transition, right? So just nice and slow. Nice and slow. Again, playing. Right? Do you want to hold a pose? Do you want to find movement in a pose? Could Henry take your blocks up to level 3 and see if that makes it a little nice? Oh, Henry took the blocks that weren't even unwrapped. But that, do you see how much space that gives you coming up a little higher? Nice, everyone. One breath, Anjane, let's hold that. Big breath in. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big breath out. Half splits. Come back, Ardha Hanuman. Take your blocks with you. One breath cycle. Flex the foot, toes up to ceiling. Big breath in. Big breath out. There are going to be poses that maybe don't work for your body, and so you'll skip those. So pay attention. Be curious about the hips, right? So notice if one hip is hiking up and you're favoring, right? So maybe you drop that left hip just a touch. Bring that left hip down. That was better. Wait. Yes. And you're just going to tilt. Yes. Do you feel the difference?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. I do love yoga at home. It's just hard. Everybody needs eyes on them sometimes to see those little, Okay, let's walk it forward. You have your blocks here. Maybe to get into this forward fold, you place them on a lower level for stability. Back toes tuck, back knee lift, step it forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. You're going to stay here. Simple forward fold. You can take the blocks at its highest level. You can put a block under the block, right? You're going to let the head hang heavy. Now, maybe here in this forward fold, you want to pedal out the knees. You want to shift the hips. You can take whatever micro movements you need here to feel the release that the posture offers. What you do want to be mindful of is to keep a slight micro bend in the knees, right? So we're never locking out the knees. And if you are particularly flexible, we tend to weight into the heel. So make sure the heel is anchored, but the weight is in the front of the foot. So you can come forward in the front of the foot a little bit more, right? So the seat is not sticking back, but the hips are over the ankles. If the lower back is cranky here, bend the knees, rest the chest and belly on the thighs. That's okay. Are we breathing? Big breath in. Slow breath out. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Big breath in. Slow breath out. You can stay here as long as you like at home, right? For sake of time. We're going to roll up, really bend the knees and roll on up. We're going to sweep the arms up. What we did seated, we'll do standing. This is a really nice, energizing way to maybe start your day in the morning. Arms lift, breath in. Exhale, arms down. Good. Arms lift, breath in. Maybe the fingers spread. Exhale, arms down, right? Little details to notice. It's not just a matter of lifting the arms. Everything is connected. The pose starts from the feet. You're actively pressing the feet away from the earth, finding that length in the entire body so that when you lift, there's all this space in the side body, right? And there's that active press away. So from head to toe, the entire pose is integrated, it's connected. You can do this as fast or slow as you want. And just, again, beautiful breath. Arms lift, breath in, that's it. And exhale, maybe it's an open twist, just showing you things to do in the morning. Breath in, center, exhale, open twist, right? And you just might move like this. That might feel good for you. Keep the core in, keep the tailbone tucked. Liz, if it's just do it on this way. Right, shoulder injuries, modify hands on the hips. Wherever you are, again, heart is lifted, ribs knit in, tailbone tucked, right? Always tailbone tucked. Good. All right, come to center, breath in, bend the knees deeply, hands move through heart center, exhale, fold, come back to your forward fold. Just a quick, oh, we didn't even get to the flow. We're gonna skip the flow, you're gonna have me back, we'll do a whole standing flow. We don't have time. We're gonna take it back to plank. We have some shoulder injuries and other injuries, so we're not gonna hold the plank. We're just stepping back, taking the knees down, and coming onto the back body, just because I wanna show you something to do at home. Because I wanna leave about 5 minutes for Q&A. It's 7:21, so just very quickly, where'd the straps go?
Here, you need some
Oh,
straps.
yeah, no, I got this, thank you. So you're gonna make your way onto your back. Everyone can do this. Again, we'll end here.
I'm just gonna watch you.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm sure you've done this before. Okay, so the strap is around the arch of the foot. Very simply, the right leg lifts, right? Hamstring stretch, great for hikers. A couple of things here. This left leg can be long, right? And you're not just lying here. There's an active reach through the left foot, an active reach up through the right foot. Right knee is not locked. There's always a micro bend. If it feels more comfortable on the lower back, certainly left knee can bend and you can plant the foot down. You are not holding the strap with gorilla strength, right? It's a light grip on the strap, and you are holding the strap low enough that the elbows are resting on the mat. Right? Nice. And very gently, you'll work through breath to draw the right knee towards the nose. If you don't have a strap, you can always place a block behind the thigh, a Pilates ball, you can certainly hold. The strap is a really nice prop. Okay, so one breath in, one breath out. And just so I can show you the next pose, take the strap in the left hand, cross the right leg over the body, tee the right arm open. So here we're going to target IT band, that connective tissue, and you might feel sensation from right hip out down to the outside of the right knee. Right? This tends to get very tight. Now, what tends to happen here is that people will roll onto the left hip so that they can get the foot down to the mat. That will take away from the sensation, right? So we want to keep the right seat. It will be lifted, but we don't want to roll onto the left hip. We want to keep the left seat down. So the foot comes as high as the foot comes. And you might work the toes towards the face, but right, we're looking for that opening in the fascia here, in the connective tissue. So maybe big breath in and slow breath out. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Good. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Good. The inhale lifts the right leg, bend the right knee. Let's just finish up our practice on the other side. Strap the left foot, left leg lifts. Right foot can stay planted, or you can slide that leg out, holding the strap gently. Elbows can rest on the mat, right? And it's opening through breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more. Good. Take the strap in the right hand, cross it over the body, tee the left arm open. Maybe about 3 breaths here, opening. So through our practice, we definitely focused on hips. We did some calves. We did hamstrings. We didn't do very much with quads or lower back. So I'll just show you quickly what you can do at home. Take one final breath, breathe in and out. Of course, from here, you might end in Shavasana, final resting pose, right? We're not going to do that tonight. Bring that left leg to center, take the strap out. And maybe this is where your practice ends, right? I'm just going to show you quickly. You can always roll onto the side body, take the right forearm parallel to the mat, and draw the left heel to the seat. If it doesn't reach, you can certainly do this on the belly and strap the foot. You can do it standing. Just be careful when you're on the right side body not to dump the weight, not to let that right rib cage kind of just dump down, right? Because then everything goes into the shoulder. We're pressing the right forearm away, keeping space under that right side body. So that is your quads, because I want to feel comprehensive and complete. And then again, I do like Malasana for lower back, which is just, rounding. But child's pose can help that, or even child's pose was difficult for some people, just a gentle draw of the knee in towards the chest. All right, we're going to roll up. We're going to complete our practice. Good. So it's a moment. It's just a moment of observation. How does it feel to be in your body now? And try not to label it as good or bad. Find adjectives that can explain the experience in a more neutral way. Still tight, that's not necessarily bad. More open, more relaxed, heated. These are ways in. These are ways to enhance connection. And we'll just end with a unifying breath together. Arms lift, breath in. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. And we're going to end with a cleansing breath. So it's a big breath in through the nose. You're going to open the mouth audibly, let the breath go. Inhale fully. Audible exhale. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yay. So 2 minutes for Q&A. Maybe there's no Q&A. We could have done.
Best practice for pre-hike preparation.
I do like more dynamic movement for pre-hike. So, more like even just marching in place and getting the muscles warm, more than that kind of lengthening. Not really lengthening, but yeah, more like that. You can do some of these, just like warming up. That was a good question.
So when we're in the introduction circle, we should actually have a routine that everyone does.
Anastasia makes me do it sometimes. Yeah.
How often should one, practice? Yeah.
Right. I mean, the more consistent you are, as with anything, the more you will feel the effects.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything is too much, unless, if you're overdoing it, your body's going to tell you. You're going to know. Once a week, I don't think is enough. 2, 3 times, 4 times a week, you will notice the benefits. You'll know your right number because you're going to be feeling it in the body. Definitely after activity like a hike, a run, a walk, some sort of yoga to just loosen everything up. It doesn't have to be a full-on practice to get the benefits of it.
Do you have any particular online sources or resources that you would recommend for people who want to explore more?
I really should get some YouTube videos up there, but I know. So no, You like yoga with Adrienne. She's pretty good.
You think so?
I think she's
For me.
yeah, I think she's pretty good. I mean, I don't really follow any, like I like live classes online. I do.
Dynamic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I will think about that. I don't have anything that comes to mind. No one that I love.
Sounds
Sorry.
like a market.
I know.
Studio, do you do classes or is it one-on-one?
I do have an office where I do semi-private and private, and I'm hoping yoga, and I'm hoping to expand that. But mainly my teaching is at somebody else's studio, and also I maybe I can't say it at another place. So I'll tell you after, because they're very strict about, and I don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities to come practice with me. And again, think about the Thai yoga body work, because that is, we can talk about that after. That's a really nice practice for hikers, because it's me stretching you. You just get to lie there,
Yeah.
and it gets you deeper than you can ever get yourself, right? It gets into the joint capsule. It's just, and also if you're intimidated walking into a yoga class, then that's something to consider.
It's wonderful. You need those extra, a professional set of eyes.
Yeah, I do think so.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you. Those
You're
were
welcome.
wonderful.
Good.
Great.
Good.
See if anybody has a question online.
Is somebody telling me if someone has a question online? Am I going to be able to?
There was just one comment from Jennifer. Thank you, Adina. It was great.
Awesome. You're welcome, Jennifer. All right.
Thank
Look, and I
you.
finished right on time.
Hey,
Super duper.
come on.
Thank you.
Excuse me. So can you just give me a little